What's going on, Optimists? It is Friday, April 21st, 2023, I think. Holy crap, the world and the time is just passing. So uh we are about 2 3 weeks. We're actually officially 3 weeks into Q2. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in to the charts. I have not taken a look at anything today. And so let's get it all up here on the screen. Right. Discord popping out a bit. Mm. Isn't coffee delicious? What up, Kevin? What's up, Lakeland, Florida? Coffee is absolutely delicious, man. Let me tell you, it would be a sad day if coffee goes away. I know that's like a kind of been a topic of conversation actually. Is coffee going away? Like becoming non-existent? Or rather, like dying to climate change? I doubt that it would become non-existent. All right, so we are getting about volume weighted average price as of about 10 minutes ago. And we're popping up toward the highs, high up here at 41.59 on the day. Kind of a tight spread today, but it looks like there's plenty of momentum in each move. Bottom of the day is 41.37. The top of the day is 41.59. So only about 22 bucks in space today, and it kind of looks like a little head and shoulders right here. But this looks to me like it's going to go up and actually test highs. So, having as that be the case, let's take a look at our trailing max drawdown, which is $386. I got creamed in the market yesterday on the Apex side. I did end up getting green though after the stream in the power hour on Apex or Elite Trader funding side. Excuse me. So we're reducing down to one contract and giving them range on the day. Let's see, 53. This is moving up to 56. That's like 12 ticks there. This one candle went from 56 down to 55. I think I'll start off with 3 ticks. I like 3 ticks. It's one of my favorite ranges to go through because regardless of what's going on in the day, it's usually really consistent that it will work out. So I'm gonna wait for a pullback, and essentially this sort of ABCD pattern that's kind of forming right now. This kind of looks like the A, the B, the C, and then this could have been the D here, but with the D being smaller. That's hilarious. My hope is that this is actually the ABCD pattern here, is that we bounce off of the 50 moving average. So in order to recognize that, I'm gonna wait for this one here to go yellow, and looks like we got a top here around 57. So I'm gonna wait. There's a reasonable amount of volatility on the day. I'm also gonna jump into my Elite Trader funding side. We're here right now. We have $1,042 in trailing max on this one. So about half of our trailing is gone. All right, so I'm going to be looking for this bounce right here off of this 50 EMA. If we don't get that, which it looks like, I mean, that candle dropped down, but that doesn't mean that we won't get it. If we don't get this here, though, then we may be seeing a move back towards the VWAP. And 200 moving average is above the VWAP there. Divergence looking like 50 up to 53. It kind of looks like it's gonna pop to me at the 50. I could be wrong. The 9 is still below the 12. The 9 is crossing below the 35, which doesn't look good for it. The 9 is still on a downward slope, but there are some yellows coming in, and there is some support that's being found there off that 50 moving average. So it looks like, watch what this 26 does, but it looks like it's actually gonna pop up here. I'm gonna join the bid on this pullback here. I certainly don't want to go for 7 contracts or 7 ticks. I mean, which would be at $56. I'm gonna put it at 55. We're in at 54 and a quarter, so I'm gonna go for 3 ticks. Pulling back some. Ooh, dropping below. Nope. Oh, we may have to cut this. We entered here off the 9 exponential. Yeah, I think we got to cut this. That's too bad. But you can see we're getting some downward momentum on there. 1.2. Yeah, this moved all the way. That was a lot of momentum downward. But it's actually getting more buys. If you see that, there's a bit more buys coming in. I'm going to hold it for the moment. I'm not cutting it just yet. I don't love this trade, especially because you get this down wick here. We're below the 50 EMA. We're kind of battling whether or not the TTM goes yellow. If the TTM stays going yellow, then we'll stick in this trade because I think we'll be good. We popped above our buy order there for a second, trying to get out of 55. This pulled all the way back down to 52.50, which is definitely more than a 1-to-1 ratio. I think 55 is a good exit point because it could act as a natural resistance. This came up to 54.75. Yikes. Guess I should have taken the 2 ticks. This is a very sketchy trade, especially with the 200 moving average working its way up. I'm really not liking this trade. I really need to see more buy volume come in. It is finding some support in this area, though, which is a good thing, but it's definitely a nail biter, that's for sure. Pulling back down to 52. I think I gotta cut that.
Order filled.
That was a pretty hefty loss, actually. 429. I just stayed in it too long, and I think it's because I had hope, more or less, because of this, and so I just stayed in it way too long. So starting off the day with a battle to fight to come back from. So I wonder if I'm like, does my psychology just like that? Like, does it like going red to green on the day? Is that what's up? I wonder if there's almost like a psychological thing that's like, do I gotta fight my way out? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just kind of curious about that, about my own psychology. But I did have one opportunity there to get out with a tiny little micro profit, and I wish I had taken it. And I just think that I was expecting this to pop up towards 55, and it just didn't. So I'm gonna jump over to the 1 minute chart, which is actually pulling back quite a bit actually. So we're currently chilling here at VWAP. TTM has gone red. I didn't think that was a terrible entry point. We entered off of the, well, actually we sold off the 50 moving average on the 1. but we essentially took what looked to be an intended for a 9 EMA bounce trade. Drop this to 3 ticks. Our trailing max is now at 613. So that's unfortunate. I had to pull myself out of a situation like this yesterday, and yeah, it's just no fun. It looks like we may actually get on approach for a 5200 crossover on the downside with the 1 minute charts. I'm gonna take a look at the 20-second and see where that's at in terms of the cross. They're almost in the same spot. The 200 is at like 50, and the 50 is at about 52.60. So I like this. By the way, what's up, Origin Code? It's been a minute, man. I like this though. That your psychology needs to be on point, and you're totally correct. I totally believe that. That is absolutely 100% true. So so the concept I had about going short here was right. These things always confuse the scroll always confuses me, because it's always like it's opposite of what it is with Thinkorswim in terms of the direction that you scroll for the reaction that you want the chart to do. So I always end up doing it backwards over and over. And I'm like, no. I'm gonna drop this down to 1 contract and manage our risk here. Where's our TTM? So this is looking more like a short to me. We have the we're below the VWAP. Have 1 minute. Yeah. There we go. We're below the VWAP. 9's dipping below the VWAP here. Sorry for flipping back and forth between these. We'll see if we find some support here around 44 or 45, but this is looking a lot more like a short to me. I'm gonna join the ask right there.
Order filled.
Looking for a move down to 43.50. I should have waited for the pop up and then short off that.
Order
There we
filled.
go. We got that one. We are positive on Apex so far. Today we have a long way to go to develop this count back. I think I actually have a new Apex count. Yeah, I do. I have a new 50k Apex count as well today. So we have a fresh, untouched account. I'm gonna stick though in the ones that I'm already working on. was a pretty nice drop there. We may come down here and test the lows. Lows of 37.75. Everything is looking like it's going short. 9 is below 12. We're below the VWAP. 50 is on approach towards the 200 moving average. It's a pretty far drop. Look at that drop down there. Oh man, I wish I'd gone even more short. Making new lows. And take a look at our 5-minute chart here on the micro. Five minutes is on pretty steep decline. Like I said, the lows and the highs are in a pretty tight range today. I think I need to get a 15-minute chart up here. Kind of have a downward channel there. You can see right along here and then right along here. Oh, I don't want to do that. So we may get like a small bounce off of this area here for a push back up a little bit, but ultimately it looks to me as if this thing is going to be failing. Pull this down. Ultimately, it looks to me as if we're trending downwards. Let me get a 15-minute chart up. Do it on the micro. Maybe. I think I'll get my the newer songs added this weekend. I will say I think Tradeovate is a little bit slow in terms of pulling data, and that's something I think Tradeovate could improve upon pretty significantly. Okay, so 15-minute chart. Okay, wider, narrower. $15-minute chart's been selling off. What is it, since yesterday? No, since the 18th. Since the 18th, basically we've had this downward cross. It almost crossed up here on the 19th, but on 420. We started trending even more downward, and we're continuing that downward trend. The question then becomes is how far down do we take this? I think down to around 4,100 is not out of the question. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. And for the rest of the... Okay, I think that we're going to continue downward. You can see that we've got this downward trend forming here on the 15-minute chart too. I'm going to jump to the micro at the moment. So I'm on the micro 20-second. And it looks like we're getting a bit of a push on the upside for the moment. I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't think it's going to last that long. I'm much more bearish on the day. Let me just say that. I'm more bearish than I am bullish The 15-minute chart is trending downwards. The 20-second chart is trending downwards. The 1-minute chart is trending downwards. Basically, everything's trending downwards. All right, we'll see if this finds resistance right here along 40. Let's see if it just pushes back down. There may be a little like cyan switch in this zone for a run up to like 42.50, something like that. Grand Rising. Tiny, that's one thing I love about you is that like you always know where the previous close is. I think that's awesome. Like I try my best to be very diligent about every little aspect of trading, and it's pretty challenging, honestly, to be diligent about every little thing. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're on approach for a crossover. We got the cyan switch here. I'm not gonna take this trade yet though, because for that very reason right there, because I wanted the 9 and 12 and the 26 to cross and give confirmation of the move. There is some cyan buildup, but that's only one indicator of many. And so I like to get multiple confirmations before I take the trade if I can, especially I've really got my game face on. Okay, 9 is still below 12. We're on approach for 12.26. The cyan is building up some. It looks like we might break over 40. We're kind of testing that area. TTM getting a little bit of a green dot there. We're on the micro, just making sure that we are. Okay, so a little bit of pullback here. This could be a false break, but I'm thinking that this is looking more like a little pop off of 40. I'm going to go long right there.
Filled.
And I'm looking for a move up to 41.25. I think that might be a little bit aggressive. So I'm going to go down to, yeah, wow. Let's go down to 40.75, go for 3 ticks, which is below this 41 line here where that double topped. So in order for me to stay in this trade, I think that we need to get above 40.25. And doesn't look like we're going to. So Doji on the bottom. Yeah, I'm out.
Order filled.
2 L's so far on the day. Down $14.45 on Apex side. A little bit of a pop up there. There's a cross. So this cross actually did end up playing out. Maybe I just cut a little early. I cut basically because, I mean, that's a lot of downward move. Right after a cross, it could look like a false break to me. Like, it looked like a false break to me. And then we had these CTM playing in here too. So there's a little more divergence. It looks a little bit more confirmed now, which is kind of whack. I mean, honestly, I wish I had held it, but, you know. That's life, and I was trying my best to be good at risk management. We answered again off 41 or off of 40, and I'm looking again for a move to 41. This time to 41.25. I think 41 is honestly a better line in the sand. I'm gonna look to get out at 40 and
order filled,
which we did. So we're back to flat on the day, basically at 90 cents. Looks like I could have held up the full 5 ticks. Looking better now. Okay, so we got this crossover here. You can see the move up. You can see the TTM stack up here. We'll see if we get resistance along this 35 or along this 50 zone. What I would really want to see before I take really another long would honestly be the 5200 cross here. projecting some at the 50 EMA. It's looking honestly kind of stronger than it was earlier. And so there may be opportunity through here, but excuse me, but I need to wait for that confirmation to happen. What up, pun? By the way, I hope everybody has liked and subscribed. So, Pawn, you found your sort of misfit way to trade. I love that. Like, I don't know. Once you find your own style, it's like it's so much more fun. It really is. But there are some really awesome just trade strategies that work as well. So it's whatever you like. Now, if I'd been watching the 1 minute chart, I could have really just taken this trade from here. Because I would have taken the red-yellow move. I think I need to watch the 1 minute chart more closely these days. I've had some really good trade days off of trading the 20-second chart, but it's becoming less consistent for me. I don't know. It's up and down. Like, I think what's cool about the 20-second chart is I can see these crossovers ahead of time. But the 1 minute chart, I can trade these red yellows. So I guess they both, have a lot of value and benefit. So I did end up getting green yesterday in my Elite Trader funding account after a pretty hard trading day. I'll see if I can pull this one back to green today. It's down 429 though, off one trade. By the way, he just wanted to put me back on 3 contracts. Looking like a potential short right now. So I should have taken it. 9 is below 12. We're on approach for 1226 downward cross. I'd like to see this pull up a little bit. Like to the 9 EMA and maybe go short off of like 40 area. I'm gonna go short off of 40. I didn't get a fill. I'm gonna cut that. I didn't get a fill. I think that was a nice trade, but just didn't get a fill. So we're getting red on TTM. We're getting a downward cross. I guess they could have just held it there, but I don't want to go for 5. It honestly seems a little too aggressive to me. Pretty big pop up there. Not looking at short now. There's a bit of a channel right here. This is a little micro cup and handle. Nice big pop up there. We'll see if we reject off this 50, which it did a couple of times. I honestly wouldn't mind a rejection down to the EMA 35 down here, like 40 3/4 or like 41. And then a bounce off of that would honestly be preferred. Looking for an entry off of 41. Really trying to get better at these entry points.
Order filled.
All right, we're in at 41. And I'm looking for a move up past. We got to break through the 50 exponential, and that might be kind of challenging. 42.50 is kind of where the line in the sand is. So we've got the 912 crossover here, and like I said, the 50 EMA is the challenge cross right there, and I want to see that cyan switch happen. I'd like to go for the full 5 ticks. I think that we can do it. I think it'll play. There's that pop there. There we go. Okay, so we made a little bit back.
Order filled.
In the in ETF today. We still got a ways to go. We're on 670 for our trailing max, and we're getting some pullback now on this. This looks like a nice little breakout for a test up towards the 200 moving average up there at 46. So I may look for some resistance at 45. One minute getting a cyan switch and a 912 crossover. Watch out for resistance on this EMA 35 here at 44 on the 1 minute side, and then also resistance at 45 at the EMA 50. So that little cyan dot there looks like it might help play. We're up 0.5 points on the cyan switch. My nose is so stuffy. Hang on a second. Missed that move just because my nose was dang stuffy. So they were popping up above 45. We may get on approach for this 5200 crossover here. I'm gonna jump to the 20-second chart, ripping all the way up towards the volume weighted average price. Look at that rip. That was a very nice move, all the way down here from 42 all the way up to 48. Wow. What was that? 24 ticks? Upping back up to the volume weighted average price. Watch out for resistance there at 48.50, 48 area, this whole zone. And we got to watch for like contract dumps like this. So that's what got us on that first one. Gratefully, we did take a short through here, which did help. We took that short on Apex side though, and we did it in the micro, so it was pretty like small wins. I wish the micro was more motivating, honestly. Like I wish it was like 20% and not 10% of the size or something. I don't know. We are on approach for 5200 cross, but I think that we need to pull back. I think that we need to reject this volume weighted average price for at least like a minute or two or a couple minutes. I think it would honestly be kind of helpful to see that rejection for a minute or two, and then the pullback up. So right now we're finding resistance at the 200 moving average right there at 49.50, 49.75 area, and 50 is kind of our line in the sand. It's a lot of buy contracts. Good amount of volume there. I would like to see a pullback. I honestly would not mind a pullback to like 45 or like 47. And then a little consolidated bounce above that.
Order filled.
Join the bid off 48 in the micro, 5 contracts. I'm looking for a move up to the 200 moving average at 49.75. So I'm looking for a move for 7 ticks and a test of 41.50. I'm looking for that bounce off the VWAP. and just another test of this 200 moving average. We are pulling back a little bit. That's a little more than a little bit. $46.50 from 48. That's 6.6. So right now, currently at about a 1-to-1 ratio. That's our 1-to-1, getting a bounce off the 50 EMA on the 1 minute side. And just flipping back and forth between these two. I'm not necessarily looking to take a trade on ETF, but I am using the TTM here. Because it's the 20-second TTM, and I'm looking at the 1 minute on Apex side. So it just kind of helps me be able to see bull charts without having to have bull charts up on the screen, which is honestly more annoying most of the time to me. Okay, pop it up some. Just looking for that move to the 200 moving average right there. TTM going from 4.5 to 5.4 on the 1 minute side, so reasonable amount of momentum. I'm concerned that the VWAP is going to act as resistance, as it often does. We're super close to this trade. I'm going to cut it and take the
Order
profit.
filled.
All right, so we're up $25.15 in Apex. I don't know what happened to my okay. Can I just make these tabs smaller? Like, why do I need to like select a drop down tab? That's so weird. All right, so we're pretty dialed in there for that trade. We're still kind of running at the VWAP on the 1 minute side. We do still have TTM stack. We have a little more resistance along the volume weighted average price, which I actually think is okay, because the 9 and 12 are getting above the 50. The TTM is still going upward, although at less momentum. And the 200 moving average is also beginning to go upward as well. This is Apex 1 minute on the. Let's see. On the 20-second chart up here, these cycle weird in Trade of 8. All right, so the reason why I want the 20-second chart up right now is I'm waiting for the approach of the 50-200 cross, which is currently about $1.50 apart. You can see on the TTM we're getting some pullback and resistance off of the volume weighted average price at the moment, and it wouldn't surprise me if we pull back down to about 45, 46 area. So it wouldn't surprise me if we pull back right here. So, but I think this pullback is going to be pretty minimal and pretty temporary. So even though we got this downward cross here, even though we got red on the TTM, basically we're going to be looking for this 50-200 cross inbound, which is about now at this point $1, less than $1.50. It's like $1.25 part now. Take a look at our trailing. It's at 411. There's a red yellow on the 1 minute. TTM now at 0.3. Watch out for one more rejection. I may actually put a long here off 47. I don't know if we'll reject down that far. Maybe a 4-tick drop. 0.2 now.
Order filled.
In long one contract of the mini at 47.75. This one opening lower, 47. I think I called it better at 47. This is at 47 and a quarter though, and it went red. It didn't actually go. That's pretty whack. Didn't actually go cyan. It was about to, and didn't. But I should have anticipated, honestly, with the VWAP there. So I should have anticipated this. So in my own personal opinion, I think you could have traded that better, especially because I talked about a pullback to about 47, and I just didn't see it happening, and I think I jumped the gun. So that's what's up with that. That's how I feel about this trade. I still think it's going to work out as a decent trade. But I think I could have traded it better. $48.50 is the intended exit, which is right on VWAP. I need to see another red yellow on the 20-second chart. Down. Come on now. You know you want to. 46.15, 46.20 on the 50, and 47.48 on the 200. I'm trading right here at the volume weighted average price, which is somewhat of a risky zone in my opinion. I don't want to have to cut this, but I think I might. We're already past the 1-to-1 risk ratio. 47.75. Yeah, we're well past that. So I'm gonna have to cut this. I'm out.
Order filled.
Should have anticipated that as a just a drop off of the just a rejection off the 200 move or off the VWAP, not the 200, but off the VWAP. So I should have honestly seen that coming. There's that little eagle thing that we've been seeing a lot of this week. 46, still about $1.50 from the cross. Give and take today. Yeah, Oscar Wilde's dope, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tiny. About the on-the-spot analysis. 35 on approach towards the 50. That would indicate more downward pressure. And so right now it's too undecided. The direction is like I don't have the trend really, like I don't really see it yet. Like it looks like we're rejecting pretty, reasonably off of the VWAP here. 1 minute still a little bit on cool, but finding some support here around 45. And we got a 15-minute. Let's take a look at this 15-minute chart. It's about 8:15 right now, so we should have a some fresh information. Oh, this is the 5-minute. I'm sorry. No, it is a 15-minute chart. Finally getting a pop back up off that. So this could be the real test of the VWAP. We'll see. It ended up actually going, like, pulling up, but I would have had to have held through all of this, which actually isn't much lower than I was holding. Gonna take a look, keep an eye on that trailing max at 288. Another test of the VWAP here. Now it's back above 12. The 35 stayed above the 50. We got a cyan switch there, and we're at 46.25 versus 47.60. Still about $1.40 difference in the crossover. Another rejection off of the VWAP. Also a TTM rejection too. The TTM rejection, a lot of times, like, this is more interesting to me. When the TTM goes cyan, then immediately rejects on that, there's usually a pretty good push down, and there was a nice push down right there, but it might be over, and there's very little that I can trust in this market right now. 46.20 and 47.60. I'm gonna try to go a little bit slower. I think we've done an okay job of managing risk on the Apex side today, but I feel as if I could do a little bit better in analyzing my trades ahead of time today. So I think we're doing okay on risk management, but I think I could do better in the trade analysis ahead of taking an actual trade. So we are finding some support here off of the 45 area. There's still a pretty good amount of resistance at 46 on the 50 moving average there. TTM still stacking to the downside while the chart is moving its way upward. There we go. Okay. 46 on the 50 and 47.50 on the 200 moving average. I'm looking for an entry, and I think I might have missed it, but I still might be able to get an entry off of like 46.50. Pulled back and tapped it, but no fill yet. Tapped it a couple of times. There's an entry off of 46.50. 2 contracts in the mini. And I'm looking to get out at 47.25. Okay, there we go. We're still red on the day. 33.85. I think three contracts would have done it, but I just didn't want to take that much risk so far on the day. This looks like we're actually popping now. So this will be another test of the VWAP. We'll see if it rejects yet again. I want to take a look at this on the 1 minute chart. I think the 1 minute chart is going to be pretty telling. So the 1 minute chart, TTM is actually going red. And this is why I'm checking this. So TTM's going red right now while it's stacking up on cyan on the 20-second chart. So this tells me that there may be another rejection inbound of the VWAP. If that rejection happens, I'm thinking down to about 46.75, maybe 46.50 area. Maybe like 46.25 where the 50 moving average is. So what I really want to see in order to have more confirmation of this breakout is I want to see this EMA 35 on the 1 minute chart get above the EMA 50. That will show me that we are beginning to trend in the upward direction, and that this will be a little bit more trustworthy. Another thing that we could wait for is the red-yellow move on the TTM. You can see the TTM right now is only at 0.2 on the red side, so it's very little information, and now going to 0.1. So it's very, very little information on the TTM at the moment. It's basically flat. So we kind of need to work off the moving averages and the chart patterns. So this is the area that I was saying that I would probably pull back to, about 46.50, maybe 46.25. It did pull back right there to that 50 moving average and bounced very nicely, 4 or 5 ticks off of it. That's a good sign for continued upward momentum. Jumping back to the 20-second chart. So we're $1 away from a moving average crossover of the 5200 cross, which is one of the better, that's one of the more accurate crossovers. We have a whole video on that. If you guys want to take a look at that video after the stream, it's pretty short, 10, I think it's 10 minutes long. But it will show you that exact strategy right there. If we take a hold off of 41, if we can hold 41.47, might go long. I think that's actually a pretty decent plan. Obviously not a trade recommendation, not at all, but 41.47 is also the area that I'm watching. 2 contracts, 5 ticks. Okay. 35 has not crossed yet, and TTM is flat at the moment. There is 5 seconds left in this 1 minute candle, and it's dropping a doji there. TTM is basically flat. 35 has not crossed the 50 yet. And we are at 46.60 and 47.50 or so. So we're about 90 seconds or 90 cents, not seconds. I think that we may get an 8:30 push. So that's in about 5 minutes. It depends whether or not we get this rejection or acceleration over the next 5 minutes. It's looking to me like we're getting some buildup and a potential rip off that. Damn, I was going to look to enter there, and I was switching this thing over to 12 ticks, which I know is a pretty hefty move, but I think that this move is inbound. I'm going to see if I can get long off of like 47.50 area. I want to get a better entry than where I'm at, where it's at currently. If I can.
Order filled.
There's a long off 47.50, and I'm looking for 12 ticks. I'm really looking for this to move, to break up over the VWAP and break through 50. I don't like that pulled in a red dot there, though. I may have to. I hope I don't have to cut this. It's looking like we're headed towards a rejection. I'm going to keep an eye on my trailing max at 539. That's pretty hefty rejection there. 9 dip below 12. I don't like that. Man. I think I got to cut this. 46.65 and 47.20. They're 60 cents apart. But I gotta get out.
Order filled.
That's too bad because I actually think this is going to pop. And I may have just cut it at the bottom. But I can't just sit there and stay in that. TTM going clearly red on the 1 minute side. These are about $3 diverged on the 1 minute side, and also that was a big rejection off of VWAP there. I was taking this for the anticipation move of this crossover. It looked like there was a lot of buildup here, and we just got dumped on with those contracts there. So I did end up. Where did I end up filling this? Yeah, I ended up filling it pretty close to the bottom at 44.50. So that's kind of frustrating. And that was off of 47.50. Holy crap, that was 12 ticks. So that literally was a 1-to-1 ratio because it was going for 12 ticks. I'm gonna join the bid here off of 45.75.
Order filled.
I know it feels a little risky, looks a little risky.
Order filled.
But again, I still think that this push is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. There's a red yellow on the 1 minute chart for a brief moment there. And we're down slightly in this trade. Our trailing max is at 303 on Elite Trader Funding side. So I think the lame part is that if this trade actually works out, we'll basically be break even off of that loss right there. So that's really lame on this about this particular trade. Intended exit is at 48.75. A little doji there.
Order filled.
I'm taking a 1 contract trade for a 3 tick. So I'm looking for that one to exit at 47.50. just to help my cost basis and to it literally tapped it. No fill on it though.
Order filled.
All right, so we got that one trade. We're very close to this crossover.
Order filled.
Crossover is only a couple of cents away.
Order filled.
Take another contract. We're in 4 contracts at the moment. I'm looking to get out of 48.75. There we go. We got all those.
Order filled.
That put us down 300 on the day, but we did come back about 400 some odd bucks on this rip. Traded heavily into that. I'm very, very happy and proud about that trading there. Unfortunately, we took this loss in this zone, but that's one of the reasons why I traded so heavily on the breakout, because this was the intended breakout zone here. But we did just get a 12 ticker on 2 contracts. So pretty happy about that. And we also took a couple of trades in between. So I think that was a really good trade section here. In fact, I'm going to screenshot that. What time are we at? So we're at about 8:30. So I'm going to screenshot really this whole section right there. And I'll just make that small. That's our Discord community popping up there. If you guys are not in our Discord community, you're absolutely going to want to join because we do have some amazing traders like Tiny, Pawn, Origin Code, who goes by Kendall J in there. We have Ed Art, who recently just got funded in the futures market, and a bunch of other amazing traders that add a lot of really valuable information to that Discord community. So you're absolutely going to want to join. Of course, it's free. Although we may in the future come out with some sort of subscription offering for it. Not for the main group, but some sort of like special offshoot or something like that. I don't have any specific things in mind, so that's why we haven't taken any action on that. But I do feel like we could potentially offer some really cool stuff there. But yeah, guys, definitely gonna want to join in that Discord community. There's a lot of really, really great trade players in there. That was a really awesome trade zone. I'm really happy the way that I traded through that. We got this 5200 cross diverging some. There's a little bit of a pullback here around the volume weighted average price. So in Elite Trader Funding, we're still down 298, but we did have some really awesome trading through this zone. I think that we're going to pop above 50 now. We are testing 41.49. TTM on the 1 minute side, still building up. Watch out for resistance along 50. It was at 49.73 where the 200 moving average is. I think that we're just going to charge up through it. Here we are at 8:30, and we're just on that rip on up. Watch out for TTM exhaustion on the 1 minute side of around 5 points. Currently, we're at 1.3. We're looking for a pullback towards, yep, that was a pretty heavy pullback. Big drop off there off 50. 50.75, ripping all the way down to 47. So a 12 tick drop there in about 20 seconds or less. That may have killed this move. I think that there's still more gas in the tank. 35 is above 50. 50 is above 200. I think that the gas in the tank that's there, though, is going to be heavily tested in this zone. Right here at the VWAP. S&P is down about $7 on the day. So just about a quarter of a point. Very strong resistance at 50 today. 41.50 is today's big line in the sand. It's looking less and less good. the divergence on the 50 and 200 looks decent. But other aspects of the chart are pointing downward for a full-on rejection to the 200 moving average. That was a really awesome trade zone, though. If the 9 crosses over the VWAP with good volume, sometimes bullish for a few, you're absolutely correct. So here's where I get triggered. But I'm only in a ghost trade, which doesn't seem to be working. Totally understand. I think the VWAP is, I mean, you know, it's just a super volatile zone. You know, like I've done plenty of VWAP trading, and it's never been my favorite. Like the accuracy of it for me has always been, I don't know, 60%. Like not great. Like I'm looking for 75 or higher when it comes to my accuracy, and VWAP has just never been it for me. Because I've seen things set up and fail on VWAP so many times over the years that it's just like, you know, it's not an area that I actually really trust. So I think more like a lot of the time it just fails. And even if it looks like it's not going to. That's it for the coffee on the day. So let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. Let's find that. Here it is. $15-minute chart going red on the TTM. TTM is basically flat on the 15-minute chart. You see it's like went up to 0.3 on cyan, it's down at 0.3 right now. This is basically sideways on the 15-minute chart. Market doesn't know which direction it wants to go. I didn't even look at any market news today. Today we had flash U.S. services PMI. So basically, we had some PMI data today on the S&P, and Lisa Cook is speaking at 4:35 Eastern. Taking a look towards next week, we've got the Case-Shiller Home Price Index, the FHFA Home Price Index, new home sales, and consumer confidence. So Tuesday, I'm going to expect to be a pretty volatile day. Monday, I'm thinking might be kind of sideways since we have no reports scheduled. Next week, we also have jobless claims again. So this is where we're at now. You know, like actually kind of like I kind of feel the same way. The VWAP is a bit of a trap a lot of the time. You know, like it'll make it look like it's about to rip, and then it'll just short like crazy, like just drop like crazy. And then other times it'll look like it's gonna reject, and then it'll just rip up. And so I've seen it go both ways, and I've been on both sides of the trade with that. And I've had a pretty reasonable amount of wins off the VWAP, but it's just not accurate enough for me. And that's one of the challenges. I do keep it on my charts though, because it is a very good indicator of sentiment. 15-minute chart actually putting in a real cyan candle, so we are actually popping. We did pop up off that doji. 15 minutes looking good. I'm gonna jump to a 5-minute chart. I want to see what's up with this. Five-minute is actually on approach for a cyan switch as well. This is what happened the last time there was a cyan switch on the 5-minute chart. And it is very close. TTM basically back at flat at the moment. We're also approaching a 5200 cross on the 5-minute. So having said those things, I think I'm actually more bullish than I am bearish. Let's jump to a 1-minute chart. 1 minute is on approach for a 5200 cross as well. High up here at 59. Where are we at in Apex? We're down 38 bucks. Okay, I'm gonna look for a bounce off of 50. I'm join the bid. I missed the entry. I was trying to take it off of that, and now I don't want it. Not yet. I'm gonna wait for another pullback, and then I'll join the bid. In at 51 and a quarter, and I'm looking to get out of 52, which is the sort of the resistance right there. Trailing max at 299 on Apex. I'm in 2 contracts of the mini. Looking to get out of 52. I'm in a 51 and a quarter. ETM is currently at 2 points. I'm on the 1 minute chart at the moment. Gonna actually put this exit at 51.50 just because I kind of want out now. I wanted to see that one actually pop up and just didn't. TTM still at 2 points, 2.0. It's looking less nice. I think I gotta cut this. I should have waited for the full pullback to like 49 area. Jumping over to a 20-second chart, which honestly would have been a more accurate chart for me to work with. I gotta cut that.
Order
That sucks.
filled.
I should have cut it when it was like up top there. Trailing max out 121, so that's pretty bad. Apex, this particular Apex account, we do have another one that's untouched. Not gonna touch it right now. But this particular one is pretty low. So we do have a fair amount of people chilling out. If you're hanging out, please make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. It really does actually help the channel grow quite a lot. So dropping below the volume weighted average price there. Coming to ETF. But yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Massive sell-off there. Pulling all the way back down to this sort of lower area. This resistance, support resistance level at 45. We'll see if 45 acts as support. But I am definitely very skeptical of this. 9 is below the 12. We had a lot of sell-off on TTM. I think that what we need to see now is, in order to really get more confirmation, is we need to see the 50 and 200 cross on the 1 minute chart. TTM dropping quite a bit. I'm considering shorting this right here, this area. My concern is that this is a support level, as you can see right here. So my concern is actually shorting right here and then having it just rip right back up towards like 47 area, which is why I'm not necessarily looking to do it. But it's looking far more like a short move than it is like a long move to me. especially since we rejected off of the VWAP there. Definitely was a short off that zone. Putting in some pretty heavy drops there. A lot of volume on that one, as you can see. That volume is there at about 3,300 on 20 seconds. So given that big drop, we may see something like this, where we had this big drop with on high volume, and then sort of like the consolidation through this like choppier area before stacking up towards a rip. But because we had this rip above VWAP and then now rejecting below the VWAP, that doesn't provide me with a lot of confidence that this will continue to be long on the day. Gosh, my nose is itchy again. Like, it almost looks like a short off the 9 EMA here for push downward. MES ETF 5 ticks. 4750 down to, or sorry, 4450 down to 4250. So that was an 8 tick drop off that. All right, so we're coming up and tapping the 9 EMA, but this looks like it has a little bit more buying support off of it. I wonder if a lot of these shorts are going to fill as well. And if we get another surge upward. The 50 is on approach, shorts crossing to the downside though. I don't know. I think I'm more inclined to go short here. Negative 2.2 on the TTM. A bit of a pop up there. I want to see a pullback to like 44. I just pull back to 44 area. All right, I'm going to be looking for this 912 cross and science switch on TTM for a potential long. But like I said, I don't feel particularly confident on either side of the trade, long or short right now. This is this little flag that would have been the entry right there. We wait for a little micro pullback here. There's 1 second left in this candle. Tried to enter long off 45, 75. We did.
Order filled.
5 contracts in the micro. That little pop there was really the pop that I wanted to get though. So now I'm gonna have to wait and see if we get a pop off this EMA 35, and that's less likely. There is a cyan switch with a green dot though, which is nice. 9's above the 12, so I don't feel completely unconfident about this trade. But I don't feel amazing about it either. So kind of on the fence. All right.
Order filled.
We got it. That was 5 contracts of the micro at 3 ticks. We only made about $10 on that. Is when I would go long for a few points, bounce back before it continues down. Has to be quick. I think that the quickness is one of the issues, honestly. Nice big surge upper. We're on the 20-second chart. Let's see. Looking for a pullback to like 46, maybe 46 and a quarter. It doesn't look like we're gonna pull back though. Not yet. Maybe a rejection off of VWAP. The rejection off of VWAP would be nice. And down to about 46, 50, maybe 47. But this is just, you don't care. It's just on the rip. Back above VWAP. 50 is still above 200. I want to see what this looks like on a 1 minute chart. It's 20 second. 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute is getting a red yellow move. That's what the red yellow move looks like on a 1 minute chart. It looks phenomenal. I am phenomenal. Okay, this looks better for the breakout above 53 because when this one broke above to 53, this one was already in cyan. This one, this current particular pop is in yellow at around 50, 51. So I want to see a pullback and then a bounce off of VWAP. Pullback to like 49, 75 or something looks really good. In my humble opinion, which basically would be off this 200 moving average. Tiny, that place looks beautiful, by the way. In our Discord community. Pawn, nice accuracy, homie. Good job, dude. Okay, 1 minute pullback. This chart pattern looks just like this chart pattern, but the TTM looks different. 35 is back above the 50. And a hammer candle there. So I guess we'd be looking for a 1 minute candle to make a new high. Trying to join the bid off 51 on this cyan switch right here. I'm just going for 2 contracts of the mini. I'm looking for a pop up to 51.75, 2 and 3. 2 contracts, 3 ticks. I hope this one doesn't just pull back down like it looks like it kind of is. And we're very close to failure on the evaluation. And so being as a case, I'm gonna look for just getting 1 tick on this. Just go to 51.25.
Order filled.
All right, so we got that eval trailing max at 140. I'm gonna jump to Elite Trader funding side, where our trailing max is currently sitting at 753. Switching to the wrong screen. TTM now at 0.9 on the 1 minute chart. 9 and 12 EMAs are getting above the VWAP and potentially crossing over the 50. You notice last time here they actually rejected right there at the 200. Last time here they rejected at 200. So the 912 crossover above the 200 would actually give us some confirmation. But I don't mind a pullback to about 49, 49.25 or so. There's the 9 above the 200 moving average. Get a flag on the play on TTM cyan switch. I think this is gonna pop up. I'm gonna join the bid right there at 51.50. And I'm looking for a move up towards 53. I was hoping to get in at more like 51, and I should have just set my order there. But I think I was a little bit worried that it was just gonna pop without me. And so I think I might have had FOMO. I'm gonna move it down to 52 to help secure some profits. Trailing max is now at 162. So that was 1 contract, 2 ticks. 9 and 12 are both getting above the 200 moving average. I do not mind a pullback here to 41.50. I want to see it hold 41.50 though. I think a lot of people are going to be looking to buy off 41.50, which is right there where the 9 EMA is. So I think that's going to be a sort of a natural zone. 1 contract.
Order filled. Order filled.
Got out on break even on that one. So technically a little bit of a loss with the fee. I actually intended to put that 1 tick higher, so I didn't really mean to get out on a break even with that. It's kind of an accident. 20-second chart though on the decline. We're up here at 9 o'clock, top of the hour. 1 minute on approach for a 5200 cross. Man, I should have kept that trade intact. Just needed more patience and a little more confidence, I think. Line in the sand at 52. Pulling back to the 9 EMA. Down around the same in each account, 220s or 226 in Apex, and down 288 in ETF. I wanted to take that move, so that's why I was switching this account and doing everything. It's too high up now. I have to wait for it to pull back. 5150 is the area I'm looking at. Gonna set a standing order at 5150. I think might be asking too much. Yeah, it is. That was the move I wanted. That's the move I was attempting to take. Essentially, this bounce here off the 9 EMA off 51. For this breakout. I think that the ES is about to go green on the day. ES is currently about flat right now. I was looking to take that move from 53 to 54. I was late on it. Trying to get an entry at 52.75. All right. In long filled. In the new account at 52.75. I'm looking to get out of 53.75. I think maybe I might have intended to go short here. Yeah.
Order filled.
That's not how I wanted to start that account. That's what I said. I think maybe I had intended to go short instead of long. ES is back red on the day by about $1.50. I don't think it's going to stay red. I think that the ES is going to end up green here. I think people are going to want to see it, and I think they're going to push for it. One minute's getting some cooling. We're on approach for 5200 cross on the 1 minute side, 48.50 and 49.37. So they're only diverged about 80 cents right now.
Order filled.
Joining the bid long on Elite Trader Funding side off of 50.25. I'm looking for a pop back up towards 51, 52 area. I think I might have joined a little preemptively, but I do think that this is going to pop back up some. I'm only in one contract. Trailing max at 725. I don't like the curve on this as well as the cooling candles. Trading this off the 1 minute chart. I'm gonna take a look at the 20-second chart. Waiting for the 20-second chart to go from red to yellow on the TTM. Then I might add to this position. We need a bounce off of $49.50, $50 zone. I don't want 50. I'm hoping 50 doesn't act too much as resistance, but we're at 41.50 on resistance and 41.50 on the 50 EMA. I'm not going to add anything to the position yet. I do want to see this actually cross back above 50, and right now it's kind of pulling down too much. TTM's at 2.6. I want to see it bounce right here off the VWAP. If it does that, we can get back above 49.50, then I may look at a long. I want to see the yellow on the TTM though, on the 20-second chart. Because really what that's going to indicate to me is it's really going to indicate that we're actually getting a 5200 cross on the 1 minute side. Flashed yellow there for a second, so it looks like we're about to bounce, but I have to wait for a yellow candle to close and not buy on yellow, but wait for a yellow candle to close, then look at getting an entry. So we keep flashing yellow, but that's not the same as closing yellow. Currently down $100 in this trade. Very much past my 1-to-1 risk ratio. I'm staying in this because I'm waiting for this to essentially find support and bounce up towards 50. The 50 EMA has moved down about 25 cents, and that doesn't inspire any confidence for me. There is a close of a yellow candle, but now we're below the buy zone that I want to be at. So I want this to get back above $49.50 for me to consider this. TTM at 2.3 on yellow. Here we go. That surged a lot faster than I expected it to.
Order filled.
Now we're in 2 contracts. At 50 and a quarter. TTM at 1.1, 1.0 area. Look at both our contracts to exit at 51.50.
Order filled.
There we go. We got that. We're down 175 on the day, but we did make I don't know, maybe 100 something bucks back on that. It did bounce nicely off the 200 moving average. I want to see this on the 1 minute chart. See if we're getting that crossover yet. We're not. We're still actually on pullback on TTM, but crossover is really close. 48.75 and 49.31. 56 cents apart. I think that this crossover is going to happen. Jumping back to the 20-second chart and looking at 2 contracts. Look to join the bid right there. And
Order filled.
50.75. I'm looking for a move at 52. Good divergence on all the moving averages. Pulling back a little bit. TTM is at 1.0 on the 20-second chart. Can we get this move up to 52? Doji at the top. TTM still stacking 1.3, now 1.4. That's really good momentum going from 1.0 to 1.3. I'd like to see it to go to like 1.5 if we could. That would really give us a lot of confirmation towards that upward move. I'm going to cut this here.
Order filled.
Got out break even. That's whack. Glad I cut it, but just paid like 10 bucks in fees for nothing. I tried to cut it when it was like a little bit up here, like 51, 50, 51 and a quarter. Well, it is what it is. Moving from 1.3 to 1.6 on the TTM. Checking out the 1 minute chart, which is just about 20 seconds left on this candle. And 1 minute chart is cooling pretty badly on the TTM. It may actually go red. 29 and 95 on the crossover action. So we're very close on that. I'm going red for the moment. I don't think this is really going to pull back though. About 25 cents away from that crossover, which I think is about 1 minute out. It could fail just to keep everyone on their toes. Don't just blindly follow me or anybody else, or just blindly follow moving averages either. We do have a flag on this, as you can see. I'm gonna put a standing order here at 51 and a quarter. See if we get a pull back to it, like just a little like rip down and pop back up. Pull back to 51.50, but not 51 and a quarter.
Order filled.
In long at 52.50. I really wanted to take the breakout on the way, and I hope I'm not just chasing this. It kind of feels like I might be. TTM is literally at 0. Basically looking for a test of 55. The moving average crossover is very close. Kind of miffed that this got out as a break-even trade. Tried to pick up an additional contract, didn't work. I have a 1 minute pullback here. Cyan switch on the TTM. About 20 seconds left in this candle. I'm going to check this on the 20-second chart. 20 seconds on a little bit of a cool.
Order filled.
I cut that for a micro profit. It tapped our sell order but didn't fill, so trailing max is now at 870. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Needs to go through, or we'll have an ascending triangle form. And yeah, I thought it looked bullish too. I didn't realize this comment was from 20 minutes ago. Big pull down. Glad I cut that. So this is pulling back on the 1 minute chart where we just got a fresh crossover of the 5200. So like I said, this crossover could fail. It's not common, but it can. So we clearly have very heavy resistance right here at 53, as Tiny so astutely pointed out. Good job, Tiny, by the way. Very good job in identifying support and resistance levels. That is a key skill in trading. So, you know, awesome job there. Uh, 200 moving average on the 20-second chart is popping above the volume weighted average price. This doesn't look good for continued upward momentum, but that doesn't mean that we're not still in bullish form. We are above the VWAP. We may continue to pull back here, but we are above the VWAP. There is a ton of resistance at 53, so that's just something to bear in mind. I'm gonna look for a red yellow move on Apex on the 20-second chart. That's what I'm gonna look for. So just like back here, I'm gonna wait for the confirmation of the close of the yellow candle before I just jump in. So even if it flashes yellow, I'm gonna wait for the full confirmation of it. Nice pop here off 49 though, up to 50. This is looking pretty decent for a pop. I gotta measure this in the 1 minute. 1 minute went red and the TTM is on the cool, so did pop though. Wow, I missed that just by checking it. Okay, so I'm gonna look for a pullback to 50-50 or 51 area. I'm gonna put a standing order at 51. This looks bullish. Price action's in the upward direction though. It looks like to me, anyway. Buyers seem kind of stacked. A little flag there. So I had that standing order at 51. I just cut it and I might put it back on. Nine is back above 12. Tap 51, but no fill. We go to 51 and a quarter. I'm just gonna join the bid.
Order
I'm
filled.
in at 51 and a quarter. Did pull back to 51. I'm looking to get out at like 53. Actually, I don't want to get out that high. I'm gonna try to get out 52.50. Should be 5 ticks. I'm in one contract of the mini on Apex. I don't like this pullback here. I want to see a cyan switch on the 20-second chart. Currently at break even in this trade. The other thing I want to see is the 9 and 12 get back above the 26 to help give that confirmation. This candle's opening higher. The last candle opened as a doji. This one's opening with a cyan and a rejection. It's too much of a pullback. Yeah, I gotta cut that.
Order filled.
Big rejection on that, and quite the loss. That basically, for the most part, kind of kills our evaluation on Apex. It's not there. I mean, it's not failed, but it's pretty close to it. So this breakout rejected. That flag rejected there, and yeah, pulling back. Market started to move sideways. I'm gonna take a look at the numbers on the day on Elite Trader Funding side. Obviously, we're down in the trade, or down in the account, because our first trade we lost a ton. We lost 429 on the first trade, but our accuracy is good, 77% on the day. We did have quite a lot of good green trades. We did take 2 break evens. That one break even, though, I was really miffed about. Basically, how many losses did we have in here? I think we had 2 losses on the day. Yeah, we only took 2 losses, but those 2 losses totaled out to $712.50. So we spent a good amount of time and a good amount of the day just coming back from that red. It's starting to look like a short. I may look at going short off this. If the so we are bouncing a little bit at the VWAP, but if the 5200 crosses to the downside, I may look at going short. CTM on the 20-second chart at 1.2, negative 1.2, I should say, on red candles. So this is where we found resistance not very long ago. where we took a couple of trades through this zone off that 200 bounce right there. We're coming up to the 9 EMA and the 200 moving average on the 20-second chart. Divergence on the 2 is about $1. There's a yellow candle right there. I actually was considering taking long right there, and I was like, oh, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. We're at the resistance.